Hey everybody, Fries101Reviews here. Welcome to the most anticipated video of this year for 2020. In case you guys know that on this day, February 12th, well, it's the 10-year anniversary of BIONICLE Wars. And so, yeah, for the sake of this video, I've decided to do basically a mini-doc on the seasons 1 through 4. So, without further delay, let's begin. The series, I started, well, I basically started writing the script for season 1 back in 2010, just about a year before I started posting the episodes and started filming. And at the time, I didn't know how to use Windows Movie Maker yet, and I didn't have the right adapter for my camera so it could plug into the camera. My old camera, the Panasonic camera, required two cords to basically connect it to the old Windows XP computer. And so, yeah. Basically, I had all the characters made around that year as well, back in 2010. It was just a matter of figuring out what to do. So, yeah. And, it wasn't until 2011 when I started, on this day, February 12th, I posted the first episode of season 1, and then the season 1 trailer. And, yeah, basically. And, yeah, basically. So, let's start off with, well, season 1. So, season 1, of course, was a 5-episode series because I wanted it to be like short, but also not that long. Like how the past couple, hold on a sec. Like after the past couple of seasons that I've done, which is season 4, part 1 and part 2, they were both 10-episode seasons. But yeah, so right. So for episode 1, episode 3, they were both shot in here, in this very room. And yeah, like I still to this day have the dresser that was in episode 1 of BIONICLE Wars, and yeah, it's still here to this day. It's now my review area for me to whenever I review Lego sets and stuff. So yeah. And then of course episode 2, I wanted to do something different. I wanted the characters to go out to be outside. That's why the front yard, I used my pathway to be like, oh, and there's a gate, and I was like, oh, Bridge of Doom. And hence the name of the second episode, Bridge of Doom. But let's come back to the first episode though. Why is it called the beginning? Well, there's always a beginning. Like there has to be a beginning of a series. Of course, Deadly Blades, he has the Mask of Corruption already, and then he summons Master Carnage, and then he tells him about the upcoming war, the big war, and yeah, basically, that's basically what's been going on, basically, and yeah, pretty much. And then episode 3, of course, was in here, the Battle of Makuta. Obviously, I wanted Makuta to be a character in this series as well. But the way I wanted him to be a character was that he was more like a Chiraga type of character. So that was kind of one of the ideas that I had for Makuta. Originally, I wanted to have Takunuba planned, but then when I made the character Dark Blast, Dark Blast. And I thought, well, that character's like a Matoran of Twilight, of light and dark. So, yeah, that's kind of cool. And then episodes 4 and 5, which are two-parter. I mean, episode 4 was part 1, and then episode 5 was part 2. Basically, yeah. So, yeah, I filmed both of those episodes in a matter of a day, and then I posted them, like, daily or weekly, I can't quite remember. But, yeah. And they were shot, like, right in front of my garage door, outside of my garage door, so I had to find, like, another area to film, and, yeah. And of course, the final episode, which has both Ice Blast and Master Carnage duking it out, dueling for the first time. And yeah, then it concludes Season 1. Dark Blast disappears out of nowhere. No idea why. Dark Toxic turns back into a Matoran again, even though he got cursed. And he turned into a cursed Toa. Some sort, and yeah, so that's it for Season 1. Onward to Season 2. Season 2 was kind of more of a prequel. I mean, I did come out right around 2011, the same year as Season 1. So this series, however, it did kind of have 5 episodes, another 5 episodes. So, the first 3 episodes, they were all shot in a matter of one day and posted in a matter of a day. Just because I needed posted content out. Also, it was around when we got the Windows 7 computer, so yeah. Plus, we needed a new computer anyways, so that's why I had to wait so long to even post post videos, basically. So yeah. So for episodes 1 and 2, well, again, another two-parter. It's the quest for the golden armor. Of course, Season 2 is more of a Season 2 and 3 were kind of more of a prequel series. But we'll get into Season 3 in a bit. So, yeah. So, right. So the characters for Season 2 are Tahu, Gresh, Takanuba, All-Stars version, because I didn't have regular Gotorian version of Gresh. That was kind of why. And yeah, and then part 3 was like Sandblast. He was wanting to fight Tahu, and then he got the Golden Howl. In a way, so yeah. And then episode 4, the new enemy, I think that's what it was called. And yeah. That introduced this weird gold guy who was also red, who was like, he wanted to stop Tahu and Tahu, Gresh, and Takanuba for getting the golden armor. I think it was just because, I don't know, maybe the dude was created by Makuta in some way, or this other mysterious character that I'll be talking about in Season 3. And, yeah, basically. And then the final episode for Season 2, which is, I think it's called, I forget what it was called, but, like, yeah. Basically, I had nothing planned for that episode. I thought if I got the footage from BIONICLE the game, of the final battle scene with Makuta and Takanuba, and then it would cut back to Takanuba in the real world, and I was like, and then he's like at this weird limbo-y place, and then he sees Ice Blast that he's never met before. And Ice Blast was still in his cryogenic sleep because he was still frozen. So it's just his subconscious mind in the limbo world. And then the portal opens and Tognuva leaves, and then Ice Blast leaves so that he could be waken up, so that he could be summoned for when the time comes. He'll be ready to fight Master Carnage, and thus ends Season 2 of BIONICLE Wars. And now, Season 3. Season 3 had 4 episodes this time and not 5, just because that I started high school back in 2012. It was still, I mean, actually, to be fair, they were released around when I was in high school, when I started high school. They were actually filmed like during like the summer or early spring of 2012, around like the end of the year, basically. And so, yeah, so The Jungles of Despair, which was the first episode, so Tahu and Gresh, they go to the Jungles of Despair, which is somewhere in Lee-Koro that he made up, and then they come across this weird Ochintoa guy for no apparent reason. And yeah, basically. And the character that they see is Dark Toxic. Or maybe a future version of Dark Toxic. I don't even know. I didn't have the final build for him yet, but yeah. So yeah. And episode 2, The Forbidden Woods, which was also shot in here. I thought about filming outside at the time, maybe out in my backyard, but things were, I don't know. I just wanted to film inside, I guess. And then episode 3, Why We're Here, you probably thought that I was doing like some type of parody of Red vs. Blue. I mean, kinda, but I just needed to figure out what to do for the 3rd episode. And then for the 4th episode, The Shadow Invasion, which introduces a new villain called the Shadow, or Shadow Lord. And there's this gold Chiraga, guy, the Chiraga of Light, not Tognuva, different guy who is also gold. And yeah, and Tahu and Gresh prepare for battle, and then the Shadow Lord came, and of course he came to go, of course, to destroy Tahu. And then when they fought, he killed Gresh, and then the Shadow Lord tells him that Tahu is not really Tahu. Tahu is Plasma Fire, which he didn't know. She didn't figure out. So therefore, Plasma Fire was in Tahu Star's body the entire time, which he didn't even know. And yeah. Nice. And then that concludes Season 3. And then, now on to Season 4, Part 1. Oh man, Season 4, Part 1. It has a lot of episodes. 10, to be precise. So, the first episode was called, of course, The Final Journey. And then then the second episode is called The Dark Brotherhood. And the third episode is called Followers. And then episode 4, however, talks about the legends of the Returner. Ooh, you'll find out who that is much later. And of course, who's later revealed to be Plasma Fire. And so him, the Toa of Light, who was originally the Turaga of Light, and Leaf, and the Torrent of Air, they all go on a quest to find people to recruit to go to the Rebellion of Fire, which they need to go do in order to find the Turaga of Power. And so, yeah, basically. Of course, that's what that whole quest was about. I think that next video was like, after that was like Master Carnage Rises, and then the next episode was the Water Tribe, and then they make it to the Rebellion of Fire, and then episode 8, Ice Blast comes back, he gets summoned, and then Plasma Fire goes to him and brings him to the Rebellion of Fire. In episode 9, talks about the Power Sword, the weapon that Turaga of Power once wielded. And then episode 10, a new Toa. I was originally going to call it a new Toa Rises, but I just forgot to put Rises. Who, Leafy, this whole entire time, was actually Dark Toxic. Another big, exciting reveal. And yeah. And also the Rebellion of Fire introduces 2 new characters, Fireblade and Magma Blast. And Natalie Rose, a returning character, originally called Natalie Fire in Season 1. But then her name was changed to Natalie Rose later on in the bit. So yeah, basically, Plasma Fire and Natalie Rose are not related. I just want to make that clear. So yeah, Season 4 Part 1, done so. Onward to Season 4 Part 2, the most anticipated season of all. Season 4 Part 2, aka the final season, Part 2 of the final season. Again, 10 episodes. This time, I started filming. I started doing production on Season 4 Part 2. I was writing the script for it back in 2015, a year after I released Season 4 Part 1. And then at the time, I thought about, what if I have my girlfriend at the time voice the character Natalie Rose? But then I kept forgetting. Because I keep forgetting to remind myself to recruit my girlfriend at the time to voice the character Natalie Rose. And then, in 2016, I accidentally deleted the script of Season 4 Part 2 off of Google Drive. And I had to quickly rewrite the whole thing. Just rewrite the whole 10 episode script for Season 4 Part 2. It took longer than I thought. And yeah. And then of course, the voice acting didn't start until 2017. That's when the production started for Season 4 Part 2. I got MBM John, the voice Fireblade. I got Tan-Man C, the voice Dark Toxic. I got Larnu Works, who voiced Scythe at the time. And then I got William Furno Studios, who voices Pyrox. And then top it off, I got Kitty Sleeplord, one of my internet friends, who's been part of the McGrumps series and the Fries101Reviews series. And yeah. And then in 2017, I wasn't sure, I wasn't even quite ready when it came to releasing episodes for Bionicle Wars Season 4 Part 2. It's also because I didn't start filming them yet, and yeah, that was kind of like the reason. At the time, I filmed only 2 episodes, and then in 2018, I later filmed episodes. Okay, so for Season 4 Part 2, it was episodes 11 through 20. So, originally, Bionicle Wars... So, basically, Bionicle Wars Season 4 was going to have 20 episodes. So, basically, a 2-part season with 10 episodes each. So, yeah. So, back in 2018, I later did finish filming episodes 13 through 15, and then last year in 2019, I did episodes 16 through 20, which all were green screen, which was a pain in the ass process. But the big final fight scene with the Shadow Lord's army, that was filmed on location at the park. So, yeah. And the Jungle's Elite Horo scene and Enter Scythe, those were also shot on location as well, also at the park. So, yeah. But the editing, though, the editing for Season 4 Part 2 was a nightmare, especially with the green screen. Because all I had was like a green piece of paper that you could probably get at like Rite Aid or somewhere, or even Michael's, or even like FedEx or Kinko's. But anyway, yeah. Yeah, the editing was good. I used Camtasia that you see right here in the background to edit the episodes. And yeah, in the green screen too, because I didn't have any other programs to use the green screen with. So, yeah, basically. So, with that, that's all you need to know about Bionicle Wars, you know? It's been 10 years. It's now 10 years since Bionicle Wars, since my first web series was released on YouTube. And if it wasn't for you guys, the series wouldn't happen, you know? So, yeah. So I guess thank you guys for 10 years of Bionicle Wars, and now, here's one of the other little announcements I'm doing. First things first, I'm doing a little mini story series called Bionicle Wars Tales of the Heroes, where your favorite characters, Fireblade, Magma Blast, Natalie Rose, Dark Toxic, and Scythe, as they tell you, the audience, their stories. How they got Plasma Fire, and yeah, that's gonna be good. Those are gonna be like monthly. You'll be getting one per month. So yeah, and then after that, you'll be getting a somewhat Bionicle Wars mini movie called Plasma Fire's Trial, which takes place after the events of the final battle from episode 20 of Season 4 of Bionicle Wars Season 4 Part 2. And yeah, then you got a whole other movie which I don't want to announce yet because it's not quite finished. I'm slowly working on it. And yeah, anyway, guys, that's about it. Thank you guys so much for watching on Big Fries101Reviews. I'll see you guys in the next video. See you guys later. Bye-bye.